Moana 2026 is directed by Thomas Kail and is a remake of the animated film of the same name. Yeah, the one that came out 10 years ago. Moana answers the ocean's call and for the first time voyages beyond the reef of her island with the infamous demigod Maui on an unforgettable journey to restore prosperity to her people. Like so many people, I am a huge fan of the original Moana. It's funny, it's charming, it's steeped in rich culture, and of course the songs are just bangers. The thing with that original Moana film is that it's a film that just gets better with age. I reviewed that movie when it came out on this channel. I gave it a very positive review, I really liked it, but the more I've rewatched it and the older I've gotten, my appreciation for the film has just grown even more. So when they announced a live action remake, I did not know how to feel. On the one hand, there was absolutely a sense of, wait, why are we remaking this already? However, the creative team they assembled for this film kind of intrigued me. As I said, this film is directed by Thomas Kail. While he's never directed a feature narrative film before, he is the director of stage shows like Hamilton and In the Heights, and Lin-Manuel Miranda, who I'm a huge fan of and who wrote all the songs for the original film, is a producer here. But then the trailers came out, and they just made it look insanely unnecessary. So let's start with the pros first. I do think for the most part, this is a nice looking movie. The colours are rather vibrant, which plays well on a big screen, although there are a couple of moments where I was like, okay, you can probably turn up the saturation a bit there. But in general, I found this to be a colourful film. There are some new moments. They are few and far between, but when they happen, they could be nice. And I will say, I think the standout musical number in this film is You're Welcome. I think it's the one musical number in this film that makes creative choices of its own, and I was entertained by the scene. That is where my positives end. Just a warning, I am going to be comparing this remake to the original a lot, because quite frankly, this remake has given me no new material to discuss. Moana 2026 is so scared of being its own thing, and deviating in any significant way from the source material. The best Disney remakes, yes, honour the source material, but they're also able to flourish in their own ways. That's why remakes like Cinderella, The Jungle Book, Lilo and Stitch, Aladdin, The Little Mermaid were able to succeed because they did those things really well. Whereas Moana just clings to the source material. It is obsessed with recreating the same shots, sequences, lines of dialogue even. For so much of this runtime, I really felt like I was just sitting there waiting for the next scene I was expecting to happen. And lo and behold, those scenes would happen in the exact places I'd expect them to. I also just don't think this film translates from animation to live action very well, because again, it is making so many of the same choices that the animated film made, but those choices don't translate because they're two completely different mediums. So where the fantastical elements were charming and whimsical in the original film, and now just odd and off-putting in the live-action remake. This is the first film role of the girl who plays Moana, Catherine Laga'aya, and I feel bad for her. She is absolutely trying her best, and I really want to see her in a role where she's actually allowed to bring something of her own to a character. But here, it just feels like she's been instructed to take the original voice performance of Moana and just translate it. She absolutely has her bright spots, and again, I don't blame her at all. It's just more about the creative direction of the film in general that's so insistent on copying the original. And now we get to Dwayne Johnson. As soon as I saw him in that wig during the trailer, my first reaction was, oh no. I was hoping I'd get used to it throughout the film, but no, it's distracting for the entire runtime. The Rock of course voiced Maui in the original film, but this time around he's not able to capture what makes Maui such a memorable and special character. Overall, I think Moana 2026 is the worst of the Disney remakes. Yes, it's the same story, but it completely lacks the charm and heart of the original. It has no personality of its own, which just makes it soulless. I'm going to give Moana 2026 a D+. Have you seen the live action remake of Moana? Did you love it? Did you hate it? If you haven't seen it, are you looking forward to it? Let me know below. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. You guys are awesome. Blu-ray Billy, logging off.